us do who recognize this as a big problem on the left, but also recognize the horrible stuff that's going on the right. I mean, you were on Joe Rogan a couple of days ago, a week ago, something like that. Got a lot of press. And I'm glad you said what you said, which is, I like Joe, but he has on people who entertain these crazy conspiracy theories and doesn't really push back on them. It's okay to have, I'm a free speech absolutist pretty much.
When Douglas Murray walked onto Bill Maher's stage, it didn't feel like a talk show. It felt like a cultural intervention. Murray didn't mince words. He carved straight into the media's rotting core, calling out the dangerous rise of narrative over truth, where conspiracy grifters dress up as historians and nationalism gets a TikTok glow-up. This wasn't some polite back and forth. Murray didn't debate, he detonated. His tone, deadly serious. His message, a gut punch to the complacent and Maher. For once, he didn't crack a joke. He listened. Because this wasn't conversation, it was a reckoning. Murray demanded truth, accountability, and reminded the room. Silence in the face of lies isn't neutrality, it's surrender.
Who recognize this as a big problem on the left, but also recognize the horrible stuff that's going on the right. I mean, you were on Joe Rogan a couple of days ago, a week ago, something like that. Got a lot of press. And I'm glad you said what you said, which is, I like Joe, but he has on people who entertain these crazy conspiracy theories and doesn't really push back on them. It's okay to have, I'm a free speech absolutist pretty much, but there seems to be no pushback on this. And of course, what's going on in this country, what we're going to probably be talking about here on the panel in a minute, this kind of encroaching fascism. I mean, I was using the term slow-moving coup before he got elected the first time.
Well, the right, clearly, it's always interesting to see what happens at the point of victory. What do you do with your victory? And if those people on the American right who are now in the ascendant, if they decide that they want to use their point of victory to, for instance, lie about the origins of the Russia-Ukraine war, or lie about the nature of Hamas, or lie about the state of Israel, or lie about history. I mean, the reason I did this pushback was, you just have to. You just have to, in my view. It's basic social hygiene. If you've got somebody who's coming along who pretends to be a historian, who then can always do the thing of saying, oh, I actually don't call myself a historian, it's just other people I allow to call me a historian. I'm not a car mechanic, but if I kept on being introduced as a car mechanic, I would say, oh, you got the wrong guy. So they don't mind it.
Bill Maher and Douglas Murray didn't celebrate the fall of mainstream media. They exposed it. Wide open and bleeding credibility. The media isn't dead, it's mutated. No editors. No filters. No breaks. Just a flood of influencers playing journalist with zero accountability. What once required verification now goes viral based on vibes. And Maher and Murray issued a clear warning. New media may have won the platform war, but it now carries the burden of truth. Free speech matters, but when that speech spreads lies at scale, it stops being freedom and becomes a fog of confusion. This isn't about censorship. It's about standards. Because once your voice reaches millions, your words stop being personal, they become public weapons. And as Murray put it, if creators don't rise to that responsibility, we're not evolving media. We're corrupting it.
These people that I was trying to call out on Joe's show, they are doing things like, Hitler wasn't that much of an anti-Semite. Main problem in the 20th century was Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was the warmonger. Adolf Hitler wanted peace. And look, it's a matter of social hygiene. Don't feed me this shit. And this is so... And there's obviously this crossover between the people who are just trolls. They say this because they think it's really fun to do the Jewish question, to do like a bit of Holocaust denial, a bit of Hitler praise, a bit of Churchill degradation. They think it's kind of funny. What they're watering and what's going to come up underneath them are going to be people who believe this rot. And a lot of people, you can clearly see on the right at the moment, are very happy if you can denigrate the tradition of Winston Churchill and pretend that Adolf Hitler wasn't so bad, because then you can do things like Christian nationalism. You can do really, really tough nationalist stuff. They basically...
And buy Kanye album.
Yes, last stage. It's like the ultimate. After they've absolved Adolf Hitler, they want to absolve Kanye, and then they're going to get to the point of
It's a great book. Everybody should read it.
Thank you for watching. This wasn't just media critique, it was a full-on strike against the weaponization of history. Douglas Murray didn't flinch. He called out the online right, not just for pushing nationalism, but for deliberately distorting the past, minimizing Hitler's crimes, vilifying Churchill, and rebranding it all as red pill truth. This isn't politics. It's precision-grade revisionism. And Murray named it for what it is: cultural sabotage. He warned how jokes become memes, memes become movements, and movements become belief. Propaganda doesn't start with tanks, it starts with trending tabs. Then came the core issue: platforming. Murray and Bill Maher both agreed, having a MIC doesn't mean you deserve the stage. Yes, protect free speech. But don't confuse that with giving megaphones to liars. Maher even admitted he picks guests carefully. So does Joe Rogan. That's not censorship, it's curation. The real question: are you doing it for truth, or for clicks? Murray was crystal clear: with reach comes responsibility. If you give oxygen to revisionists, you're not just complicit, you're part of the rot. Truth needs defenders. Platforms need standards. Because without them, history isn't just rewritten, civilization begins to decay. This wasn't just a hot segment. It was a wake-up call. If you're in this space, whether speaking or listening, you have a choice. Use the MIC wisely. Drop your thoughts below. Subscribe and stay tuned. We're not done cutting through the noise.